Hello all, good evening. Welcome to my quiz this week. I have a horrible feeling I'm only going to be available on YouTube because for some reason Facebook doesn't want me to go live. So I'm just going to do a quick Facebook status for everyone that's trying to play on Facebook and let them know that the quiz is now only available on YouTube tonight as Chrome wants to play up for me, which is really quite annoying, and I only found it out about 2 minutes ago. That's why I'm a little bit late starting tonight, so I do apologise for that. It is a bit of a little panic on this, and I'm a little bit thrown by it. So I do apologise in advance because apparently my latest version of Chrome is not up to date. But when I've searched for updates, Compute says no updates are available. So yeah, I can't, unfortunately. I'm just writing that post now. Afraid. So if you're over on YouTube, you're absolutely fine. It's Facebook Live that's going to get changed. So that's going out. Hang on. I'm being shouted by my wife. I do apologise. Oh, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, babe. iPad. Your iPad? I'll give it a go on the iPad. Thanks. So sorry, everyone. This is a mess up. It's not always like this. It is. I've been thrown by Facebook randomly deciding, oh no, we don't like your Google Chrome anymore. So hopefully, I can get it going on the wife's iPad for Facebook. I do seriously do apologise. I do hope everyone is staying well, is staying safe. However, for a couple of people, this might be their first time taking part in this quiz, as I did. Where is the App Store on here? As I did suggest to the church group of joining in. So some people from St. Peter's, actually, this might be your first week taking part, in which case, welcome to you. Glad to have you here. This is frustrating. Why do they have to update things and mess it up for me? There we go, App Store. Apologies again, everyone. This is totally throwing me. This was working fine earlier, and now computer says no for Facebook. YouTube, you guys are fine. I hope everyone is well, staying safe, and that you've had a good week. Getting there. I'm trying to go onto Facebook on the Wi-Fi iPad, see if that can get going. Yeah, again, I hope everyone is. Again, for everybody that's a bit behind, I'll apologise again. What's going on is because I'd like to broadcast off YouTube and Facebook Live, Facebook's decided it doesn't want me to broadcast tonight, but only YouTube does. So I'm trying to get Facebook going on my wife's iPad, but that doesn't want to download. I'm guessing too much bandwidth has been used up because Charlotte's joining a team tonight with my family. I've tried downloading the latest Google Chrome, but it's still saying no. I don't have Firefox on here. Unfortunately, I've got a Chrome stuff that I'd normally want to download to be able to broadcast. It's playing silly what's it tonight. So again, tonight, some of the people playing along there, people from St. Peter's, actually, because I posted it on the St. Peter's page earlier. for those that haven't played before, way it works is pick a round to play your Joker on. Your Joker, you get double points for when you come to market. Market, honestly, as I say most weeks, as it is free and there are no prizes. This is becoming a bit of a catchphrase now. You'd only be cheating yourself, unfortunately. But hope you still have a good time. Hope you enjoy it. I've tweaked things a little bit this week. There are a couple of questions where there's a bonus point available. The bonus point is not subject to double points when you come to market, if that makes sense. So if you've played your joke around on it and it's a question with a bonus point, you get your 2 points for the main question, but you still only get 1 point for the bonus round should you get to that. So Facebook is working on the iPad. I'm hoping that it's going. It's going to go. No, I'm not Charlotte. I'm Sam. Oh, this is a pain. We'll get there in a minute, everyone. I really am sorry about this. I thought everything was hunky-dory. Work password for Facebook. That's useful. How are we going? How are we going? Oh, cool. Right. Can I go live on the iPad? Not now. No way. I think I might be there on all formats, so we will be. Maybe not. Wait, maybe. Oh, now the iPad doesn't want to work. Oh. To those playing for the first time, it's not usually this much of a mess up. Usually it works fine, but for some reason this week, it is playing up. Oh, hang on. Am I going on Facebook? People let me know if I'm going on Facebook. I don't know. It says live in the corner of the iPad, so fingers crossed. In which case, let's get going. So, question 1 this week is theatre. Oh, yeah. I'll run through the rounds this week. Some people would have seen on posts, some won't. So the rounds this week, we've got theatre, we've got general knowledge, we've got Animal Kingdom, British Isles, food and drink, and history. Those are the 6 rounds this week. Select your round for your Joker. Select that now. And we will be getting going. So the first question. So the context for this question is that the building I'm about to ask about, it's not the original, but it is on the site of the oldest theatre site in the West End. That is specific, the West End. I would like you to tell me, please, what is that theatre? There's a common name for the theatre, or there's its actual name. I will accept a point for the common name that most people know it by. I would also accept the main name that it's more commonly known by. So that's the theatre that is the oldest one in the West End. Oldest theatre site in the West End, please. Okay, question 2 for theatre. Which musical character connects Russell Crowe and Michael Ball? So I want the name of the character and then a bonus point for the musical. Again, just a reminder, that bonus point not subject to double points if you've played it as a Joker. Okay. So that question again, which musical character connects Russell Crowe and Michael Ball? Question 3 for theatre. So there's a fly going around. That's irritating. Question 3 for theatre. So I've got the 4 longest running shows on Broadway, specifically Broadway. They are The Lion King, Chicago, Phantom of the Opera, and Cats. Which one has been running the longest? Has the longest run? So the criteria that they use is 1,000 plus shows. I'd like you to tell me which one is the longest running. And for when we do get there, if we need it, the tiebreak question is tied into this one. If you could also guess for me, closest will win if it gets the tiebreak. The show which is the longest running, how many shows have there been? How many performances of that show have there been? So get that guess in now as your tiebreak question. We'll come back to that when we get there. But if anyone would like a repeat of the main question, which is the longest running show on Broadway out of The Lion King, Chicago, Phantom of the Opera, and Cats? Those are the 4 longest running shows on Broadway. Question number 4 for theatre. I'm brushing off my A-level theatre studies here. Which theatre practitioner created the concept most actors now know as method acting? So it's something that a lot of actors, both film, screen, film, TV, and theatre use. It's which theatre practitioner created the concept now known as method acting? Question number 5 for theatre. What does a character in a show break when they talk directly to an audience? So if they're addressing the audience rather than the other characters on stage, what are they breaking? Okay, question number 6 for theatre. William Shakespeare's company was known as the Lord Chamberlain's Men. What was the name of the first theatre they performed in? So that question again, William Shakespeare's company was named the Lord Chamberlain's Men. What was the name of the first theatre they performed in? Okay, so question number 7. In the Samuel Beckett play, for whom are the characters Vladimir and Estragon waiting? So that question again, in the Samuel Beckett play, for whom are the characters Vladimir and Estragon waiting? There, get my teeth in. Lovely stuff. Question number 8. This is about one of my favourite playwrights. Which character in Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest is abandoned as a baby in a handbag at a train station? Causes someone to use the line, a handbag. So which character in Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest is abandoned as a baby in a handbag at a train station? Okay, question number 9 for theatre. There's a concept of play within a play. In this case, it's musical within a musical. So in the musical, The Producers, there's a musical within the musical. What is the name of that musical? The musical within a musical. There's a full name, which I think will be difficult for most people to get, but the short, more common name that people know, I will accept the point for. So the musical within the musical of The Producers, what is the name of that, please? Okay, and question number 10, similar sort of thing. In Shakespeare's play A Midsummer Night's Dream, there's also a play within a play. What is the name of that play, please? So, question number 10 for theatre, last one is what is the name of the play within a play in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream? Okay, that is theatre done. A couple of comments I've seen. Some people are glad that that's over. Sorry. So we're moving on to general knowledge now. General knowledge. So question number 1 on general knowledge. Who is the idiot abroad? So I just laughed at the comment saying, never do a theatre round again. Never. Okay. So that question for general knowledge again is who is the idiot abroad? Okay. Question number 2 on general knowledge. To the nearest 100, how many years did the Romanov dynasty rule Russia? So that question again for general knowledge. To the nearest 100, for how many years did the Romanov dynasty rule Russia? Okay, question number 3 for general knowledge. In what year was the Pink Floyd song Money released? So 1 point for if you get the year bang on, but nicking from Popmaster, if you're 1 year out, you get half a point. Okay, so it's 1 point if you get the year bang on, half a point if you're a year either way. So in what year was the Pink Floyd song Money released? Okay, so question number 4 for general knowledge. Who directed the film Train Spotting? So that was a sequel brought out just a couple of years ago, which I actually preferred to the original, but that's just me. Who directed the film Train Spotting? Okay, question number 5 for general knowledge. Which empire lasted for circa 620 years until the early 20th century? So that question again, which empire lasted for circa 620 years until the early 20th century? Okay, moving on to question number 6. How many gold stars are there on the flag of the European Union? I believe it represents the number of original members of the European Union, one for each one. So, how many gold stars are there on the flag of the European Union? Okay, question number 7 on general knowledge. In the French comic strip Asterix, Asterix is a member of which tribe? Okay, so that question again. In the French comic strip Asterix, Asterix is a member of which tribe? Okay. Question number 8 on general knowledge. Where in the body is the macula? That's spelled M for Mike, A for Alpha, C for Charlie, U for uniform, L for Lima, A for Alpha. The macula. Where in the human body is it, please? Okay, so question number 9, general knowledge. In the Harry Potter books and films, what type of tree is described as whomping? So that question again. In the Harry Potter books and films, what type of tree is described as whomping? And the final question for general knowledge, a bit of a translation required here, people. What does the word Bolshoi, as in Bolshoi Ballet, mean in English? So if you've ever been to Russia or had Russian lessons at school or something, what does the word Bolshoi, as in the Bolshoi Ballet, mean in English? Sorry, there's a bit of a pause because my wife is playing in a team with my mum and my dad and my sister and brother-in-law, and I can just hear their conversations, and it's quite funny. Oh, had a request to repeat 5 and 6 for general knowledge. So, uh, question 5 on general knowledge: which empire lasted for circa 620 years until the early 20th century? And question number 6: how many gold stars are there on the flag of the European Union? Okay, cool. So that's general knowledge done. We're now moving on to Animal Kingdom. Uh, I took part in a quiz on Monday. I was actually taking part rather than asking the questions, and I nicked a couple of the ideas for some of these questions from that because I had no idea. Right. So, question 1 for Animal Kingdom. In the 1994 Disney film The Lion King, what type of bird is Zazu? So Zazu was Mufasa's little henchman. He was a bird. What type of bird was he in the 1994 Disney film The Lion King? Okay, so question number 2 for Animal Kingdom. Zoologist Jane Goodall is a pioneer in the study of which animals? So Jane Goodall, a zoologist, is a pioneer in the study of which animals? All right, so question number 3 for Animal Kingdom. The jay belongs to which family of birds? So that question again. The jay belongs to which family of birds? Okay, so question number 4 for animals. Which bird was used to advertise Guinness between the 1930s and the 1980s? So, which type of bird was used to advertise Guinness between the 1930s and 1980s? Question 5 for Animal Kingdom. What type of fish is a dab? So, a dab is a type of fish. What type of fish is a dab? Question number 6 for animals. The bluebuck is an extinct species which was native to South Africa. What type of animal was it? So that question again. The bluebuck is an extinct species that was native to South Africa. What type of animal was it? Okay, so question number 7 for animals then. What name is given to a chicken younger than 1 year old? Okay, so to repeat that question, what name is given to a chicken younger than 1 year old? Okay, question number 8 for animals. What term is given to a baby bat? That question again. What term is given to a baby bat? Question number 9 on animals. What type of animal is a quoll? So that is spelled Quoll. A quoll. What type of animal is it? Okay, and question number 10, the last one for the animal round. What type of zoo animal is Alex, the character voiced by Ben Stiller in the Madagascar films? So Ben Stiller voiced Alex in the Madagascar films. What type of zoo animal is Alex? So that's halfway through the questions at the minute. If anyone wants to take just a couple of minutes to go use the toilet, get themselves a quick drink, something like that, now is the time. Hope everyone's done well so far. Let me know if there are any questions you'd like repeating, YouTube or Facebook. Hopefully everyone's got everything so far and that we're doing well. I've already been told not to do the theatre rounds again. Something I was going to say though is particularly if you're a regular player, next week I'm taking a couple of request rounds. So either send me a message on Facebook, send me a text, or comment somewhere if you want to request a round that we've done before, either this week or previous. Because someone in particular is wanting me to bring back the religion and philosophy round. So, so I think it's only fair to other people that perhaps didn't like that round to give me a chance to give themselves a chance by selecting another round that I've done before for me to do questions on. Had a request for a couple of question repeats, so I will do that. So, question 9 from the animal round is what type of animal is a quoll? A quoll spelled Quoll. What type of animal is it? And it's also requests for 8, 9, and 10 for theatre. So question 8 for theatre. Which character in Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest is abandoned as a baby in a handbag at a train station? Question number 9 for theatre. A musical within a musical of The Producers. So obviously the main musical is The Producers. What was the musical that they were producing? What was the name of that musical, please? And question 10 for theatre. What is the name of the play within a play in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream? Lovely stuff. Just give people another minute or so if they want to grab themselves a drink or use the toilet. I grab myself a Drink of water. Okay, so the next roundup is going to be the British Isles. I wonder how people are going to do on this one, as it's stuff close to home. So, starting round 4, British Isles, question number 1. The Wash is an inlet of which sea? So, to repeat that question again, number 1 for the British Isles. The Wash is an inlet of which sea? I believe, according to legend, King John or someone like that lost the crown jewels in the Wash. So if someone's a treasure hunter, it might be worth a look. Okay, question number 2 for the British Isles. The village of Glen Ridding lies on the shore of which body of water in the Lake District? So that question again, the village of Glen Ridding lies on the shore of which body of water in the Lake District? So question number 3 for the British Isles. The River Exe, that's spelled E-X-E, flows through which 2 counties? So half a point for each county there. That question again. The River Exe, that's spelled X-E-E-X-E, get my words out, flows through which 2 counties? Half a point for each county. Okay, question number 4 for the British Isles. Which English county shares its name with a type of horse-drawn carriage? So I think it's a type of horse-drawn carriage which is named after an English county. Which English county am I on about, please? Okay, so question number 5 for the British Isles. In which Welsh city is Llandaff Cathedral? If there's anybody of any Welsh heritage who's watching and is offended at my pronunciation there, I do apologise, but it's Llandaff Cathedral. Which Welsh city is home to Llandaff Cathedral? Okay, question number 6 for the British Isles. Which river flows through the town of Welshpool? That question again, which river flows through the town of Welshpool? Question number 7 for the British Isles. The highest mountain in the UK is Ben Nevis, but what is the second highest mountain, please? So I'll repeat that question again. What is the second highest mountain in the UK after Ben Nevis? Okay, so question number 8 for the British Isles. What is the longest motorway in the UK? Charlotte and I got to know this motorway particularly well when we went up to Glasgow, I believe, in October. What is the longest motorway in the UK? And then question number 9 for the British Isles. Minehead lies on the edge of which national park? That question again. Minehead lies on the edge of which national park? And question number 10, the last one for the British Isles. Brick Lane is in which London borough? I believe Brick Lane is to London what the Balti Triangle is to Birmingham. It's where you've got lots of Indian restaurants and that. But in which London borough is Brick Lane, please? Bear with a second. I'm just going to shut the blinds in my living room. Okay, so that is the British Isles done. We're moving on to food and drink now. So question number 1 for food and drink. I do apologise if my pronunciation on the French of this one is wrong, but the liqueur chartreuse can be green or which other colour? I've never actually heard of chartreuse, so I researched this question, but there we go. So the liqueur chartreuse can be green or which other colour? So the spelling of the liqueur in question is CHARTREUSE. It's green or which other colour? Okay, so question 2 for food and drink. What type of building features on the logo of Belgian beer Leffe? Quite partial to a Belgian wheat beer myself, and Leffe is one of my favourites. Mainly it's the main one that you can get over here. What type of building features on the logo of the Belgian beer Leffe? Okay, so question number 3 for food and drink. Originating from Greece, what is a manuri? That's spelled M-A-N for November, O-U-R-I. What is a manuri? Greek product. Okay, so question number 4 for food and drink. What type of wine would I be drinking if I was drinking Gewürztraminer? Red, white, or rosé? So that question again for food and drink. What type of wine would I be drinking if I was drinking Gewürztraminer? Red, white, or rosé? Okay, so moving on to question number 5 for food and drink. From what material is a traditional tandoor oven made? I did see earlier that Hamraz from the Onkar and Arundel did pop on here. I don't know if he's still on, but he should know this one. We worried if he didn't. So, from what material is a traditional tandoor oven made? For Jeff on Facebook, the wine is Gewürztraminer. I would spell it, but it's a German one, and we could be here all day if we tried to. So, not gonna. Question number 6 for food and drink. Burpees Golden is a variety of which type of vegetable? So I'll repeat that question again. Burpees Golden is a variety of which type of vegetable? So another request to repeat the wine question. What type of wine would I be drinking if I was drinking Gewürztraminer? And repeat the Greek question. What is a manuri? Let everyone just catch up for a second. Lovely stuff. So question number 7. Polpetta is Italian for which type of food? Over on Facebook, I think you guys have heard me say the name of the wine quite a few times now. So last one, Gewürztraminer. Okay, so question 7, I'll repeat that again. Polpetta is Italian for which type of food? Question number 8 for food and drink. What is the hottest type of chili pepper in the world, confirmed by the Scoville scale? So we discussed the other week that the Scoville scale is how they measure the spice of chili peppers. I'd like to know which one they have currently ascertained is the hottest type of chili pepper in the world. Okay, so moving on to question number 9 for food and drink. Madeleine cakes are traditionally made in what shape? So if you were to buy yourself a traditionally shaped Madeleine cake, what shape would it be in? And the final question for food and drink. Which brand of whiskey is distilled at Glenturret Distillery? So that question again, what type of whiskey is distilled at Glenturret Distillery? And for the actual last time for the wine pronunciation, because I've had a request for the repetition of the question, is what type of wine would I be drinking if I was drinking Gewürztraminer? Jawohl. Lovely stuff. So now we're moving on to the final round, which is history. History of the final round. So question number 1 for history. In which US state was the Hindenburg attempting to dock when the Hindenburg disaster occurred in 1937? So obviously the Hindenburg disaster was quite a tragedy, occurred in 1937, but in which US state was the Hindenburg docking or attempting to dock? Okay, question number 2 for history. In ancient Greek warfare, what was the term used for the formation that involved forming a rectangle and linking shields? If you've seen the film 300, it's mentioned in there, and kind of adopted by the Romans in what they called the tortoise. So that question again, In ancient Greek warfare, what was the term used for the formation that involved forming a rectangle and linking shields? Okay, so question number 3 for history. Sir Colin Campbell led which military action at the Battle of Balaclava in 1854? So that question again. Sir Colin Campbell led which military action at the Battle of Balaclava in 1854? Just to clarify something over on Facebook about question number 2. Ancient Greek, please. Ancient Greek formation. Okay, so question number 4 for history. George Washington was the first president of the United States, but who was second? I believe this one was also the first one to move into the White House as it is now. So George Washington was the first president of the United States, but who was second? Okay, so moving on to question number 5. The Viking name for the city of York is commonly known as being Jorvik, but before that it was run by Anglo-Saxons. So what was the Anglo-Saxon name for the city of York? Not too dissimilar from Jorvik. I guess that's why the Vikings got the name Jorvik from there, but it was the Anglo-Saxon, the name of York before Jorvik. What was the Anglo-Saxon name for York, please? Okay, so question number 6 for history. In which decade of the 18th century was the Bastille stormed in Paris? Quite an important day in French history. In which decade of the 18th century was the Bastille stormed? Okay, so question number 7 for history. Who was the first Labour Party MP? I think back then they were actually officially known as the Independent Labour Party. But the first MP for the Labour Party, who was it, please? Question number 8, similar sort of vein. Who was the last Liberal Party Prime Minister? So obviously Liberals in various forms haven't had a proper Prime Minister for ages, but so who was the last Liberal Party Prime Minister? Question 9 for history. Which king led the English army at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314? Dumbass lost us this battle. The Scots don't let us forget about it. Which king led the English army at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314? Then again, I suppose the Scots don't have a lot to lord over us. So, give them what they can get, I guess. Reel in any Scots. Wind you up. Anyway, last question for history, and indeed the last question of the quiz. For how many years did the 100 Years' War actually last? Was it A, 96 years, B, 106 years, C, 116 years, or D, 126 years? So an ongoing war between us and France. I think there was just a battle here and a battle there for quite a long time. It's known as the 100 Years' War. Didn't actually last 100 years. So how long did it last? Was it 96 years, 106 years, 116 years, or 126 years, please? Okay, so now it's time for the answers. Moving on to the theatre round, the first round. The oldest theatre site in the West End. The common name, which you get a point for, is Drury Lane Theatre in Covent Garden, but its actual name is the Theatre Royal. I can't remember whether I said if you get a bonus point or extra half point for that one, but so if I did, score accordingly. So the common name for it was Drury Lane, but its actual name is the Theatre Royal. Okay, so the musical character that links Russell Crowe and Michael Bohr was Javert. That's the one that you get your point for, double points if you've played a Joker on here. And the bonus point was for the musical of Les Miserables or Les Mis. But that's only 1 point, even if you've played your Joker on this one. Okay. The longest running show on Broadway out of The Lion King, Chicago, Phantom of the Opera, and Cats was Phantom of the Opera. I think in the West End it's Les Mis, but on Broadway it's Phantom. The Lion King has been running since November 1997. Chicago since November 96. Cats ran between October 82 and September 2000. And Phantom of the Opera has been running pretty much continuously since January 1988. Obviously, it's not running at the minute because of lockdown. Okay, so the theatre practitioner who created the concept known as method acting was Konstantin Stanislavski. I think a real kind of hats off and applause to you for that one. I only got that one because of doing A-level theatre studies. So method acting was created by Konstantin Stanislavski. When a character in a show talks directly to the audience, they break the fourth wall. Some people might have got that one, some might not. They do that a lot in films and TV shows as well. It's a technique often used in all sorts of shows. It's the fourth wall that they break. The name of the first theatre that Shakespeare's Lord Chamberlain's Men was quite simply called The Theatre. It was located in Shoreditch, and they moved to the Globe in 1599. They transferred actually a lot of the timbers and stuff from the Shoreditch location to the Thames side location. So that's the Theatre Shoreditch. In the Samuel Beckett play, Vladimir and Estragon are waiting for Godot. I think Godot never actually arrives, but it's basically these two guys just having a chat and having an argument with each other. Vladimir and Estragon, they are waiting for Godot. The character who was abandoned as a baby in a handbag at a train station in The Importance of Being Earnest is Jack. I believe his actual name is John, but apparently Jack is short for John, therefore it was known throughout as Jack. I think that was part of the joke, is the fact that Jack and John are the same length. Okay, so the musical within the musical for the producers, the full name is Springtime for Hitler, a gay romp with Adolf and Eva at Berchtesgaden. However, if you've got the full title, then round of applause, hats off to you. But I will accept a point as just Springtime for Hitler. So if you want me to repeat the full title again, it's Springtime for Hitler, a gay romp with Adolf and Eva at Berchtesgaden. Okay, and then the play within a play in A Midsummer Night's Dream was Pyramus and Thisbe. It was in the play played by the Mechanicals, workmen from the city of Athens. Pyramus and Thisbe, an actual Greek legendary sort of story, which inspired the bard, A.E. Shakespeare, to write Romeo and Juliet. Okay. So moving on to general knowledge, the idiot abroad is Carl Pilkington. Some people might have seen the TV series with him going out and about everywhere. That was Carl Pilkington, who is the idiot abroad. Okay, so the Romanov dynasty, it was to the nearest 100. They ruled Russia for 304 years. So 300 for the point. If you've got 300 years, you get the point for that one. That is how many years the Romanovs ruled Russia. Okay, so the Pink Floyd song Money, it was released on the Dark Side of the Moon album. I think it was released as a single to go with the album, and it was released in 1973. So you get your full point if you've got 1973, half a point if you're 1 year out either way. So half a point for 72 or 74. The film Trainspotting was directed by Danny Boyle. Of course, he also directed the Olympic opening ceremony in 2012. So that was Danny Boyle who directed Trainspotting. The empire that lasted for 620 years until the early 20th century was the Ottoman Empire. I don't know too much about the history of it, but I know that they kind of ended at the beginning, I think around the First World War sort of time. So that was the Ottoman Empire. On the flag of the European Union, there are 12 stars. I think it's 12 original members, a star for each one. So 12 stars on the European Union flag. The tribe that Asterix is a member of in the comic book strip is the Gauls. So that's obviously the Roman name for the people of France. Gauls, it was known then. So Asterix is a member of the Gauls. The macula is in the eye. I don't know what part of the eye it is. I just know it's in the eye. So that question again, the macula is in the eye. The tree that is whomping in the Harry Potter books is the willow. A whomping willow. They crash into it in a flying car in book 2, Chamber of Secrets, and it gets beaten up. So that's the whomping willow. The translation of Bolshoi, that's in the Bolshoi Ballet, is great or large. So if you've got great or large or something similar to that, that's your answer. I would accept that as your answer. So great or large, Bolshoi Ballet. Okay, so moving on to the animal questions. Zazu from The Lion King is a hornbill. A hornbill is the type of bird that I'm looking for. I saw somewhere it was the major domo. I thought, that's not a bird. It's not. It's a role within a kingdom. So the answer I'm looking for is hornbill. Okay, the zoologist Jane Goodall, she studies chimpanzees. I want chimpanzees as the answer. I think some people might have put primates. It's the same sort of thing. So I'm going to be leaning and say half a point for primates, but chimpanzees for the full point. The jay belongs to the Corvidae family of birds, or the crows. I think the Corvidae is the Latin, so I would accept crows as well. The bird that Guinness used to advertise their product was a toucan. Toucan play at that game. I think some people might have got confused and put like a puffin or something, but unfortunately the answer is toucan. That's what I'm after. A dab is a flatfish. So like I say, dab, type of fish, flatfish. Not much more to say than that. The extinct bluebuck from South Africa was an antelope. I think the clue might be in the name of where the buck is involved, the bluebuck, so it was an antelope. A chicken that is younger than 1 year old is a pullet, or pullet. Push it. Pullet. So yeah, a chicken younger than 1 year old is a pullet. A baby bat is a pup. So that one again, baby bat is a pup. A quoll is a marsupial. So that answer again, a quoll for question number 9 is a marsupial. Alex from the Madagascar films is a lion. Voiced by Ben Stiller. As I said when I asked the question, Alex is a lion. So that's the last question for animals. Moving on to the answers for British Isles now. So the Wash is an inlet of the North Sea, as it's not too far from where most of us who are playing along live. I think we should all have known that one, really. So the Wash is an inlet of the North Sea. Glenridding, it lies on the shore of Ullswater. One of the random facts that my dad likes to trot out is the fact that there's only one lake in the Lake District, which is Bassenthwaite Lake. The rest are all meres or waters. And Glenridding lies on the shore of Ullswater. Okay, question 3. The River Exe flows through Devon and Somerset. So I wanted half a point for Devon, half a point for Somerset. You need both to get the full point. So that question again, the River Exe flows through Devon and Somerset. The English county which shares its name with a type of horse-drawn carriage is Surrey. So that's the county that the type of horse-drawn carriage is known after, Surrey. Llandaff Cathedral is in Cardiff. So I'll just listen out because I think the dog might be wanting to be let out for a wee. So I'll just repeat question 5 again. Llandaff Cathedral is in Cardiff. Back in a second. Just let the dog out. Okay, so question 6. For the British Isles, the river that flows through the town of Welshpool is the Severn. So that question again, the river that flows through the town of Welshpool is the Severn. Okay, the second highest in the mountain in the UK after Ben Nevis, also located in Scotland. I hope I get the pronunciation right. Ben Macdui. It's spelled Ben, Macdui, and it is 1,309 meters high. The longest motorway in the UK is the M6 at 236 miles long. when I went on that up to Glasgow, pretty much as soon as you get over the border into Scotland, it changes into something like the A78. Don't know why they couldn't just keep it as the M6 because it's basically the same, just Scottish. So the M6, the longest motorway in the UK. Minehead lies on the edge of Exmoor. Exmoor National Park is bordered by Minehead. And the London Borough, which is home to Brick Lane, is Tower Hamlets. So to repeat that one again, Brick Lane is in the London Borough of Tower Hamlets. Moving on to food and drink. Chartreuse can be green or yellow. Like I said, I've never had chartreuse before myself, never even heard of it before I started researching this quiz. It's either green or yellow. The building on the logo of the Belgian beer Leffe is an abbey, which is where I believe the beer was originally brewed. Some people might put church. Sorry, no point for church. I want abbey, please. Originating from Greece, a manuri is a cheese, a type of cheese. I've heard of halloumi from Greece, but a manuri is also a type of cheese. Question over monastery for the left one. Abbey, monastery, pretty much the same thing, so I'll allow monastery. But I suppose in the interest of being fair, if I've allowed monastery, I'll allow half a point for church as well. God, I'm being generous. Okay, so Gewürztraminer is a white wine, traditionally a German wine, but last time I had one, it was actually a South African, and it was very nice. So Gewürztraminer is a white wine. A tandoor oven is made traditionally from clay. So I'll repeat that one again. A tandoor oven is traditionally made from clay. The Burpees Golden is a type of beetroot. Personally, if it was up to me, I'd ban beetroot from ever being grown or eaten anywhere, everywhere again, but that's just me. So Burpees Golden is a type of beetroot. A polpetta is a meatball. So the Italian for meatball is polpetta. Okay, so the hottest type of chili pepper in the world, confirmed by the Scoville scale, is the Carolina Reaper. There's others, such as the Dragon's Breath or Pepper X, which may actually be spicier, but they have not been confirmed with a Scoville scale rating. So Carolina Reaper is the only one is the hottest one with an official Scoville scale rating. So the answer to that question is Carolina Reaper. Madeleine cakes are traditionally shell-shaped. So that's what I'm looking for as the answer to that question. A Madeleine cake is traditionally made in a shell shape. The whiskey brewed, distilled even at the Glenturret distillery is the famous Grouse. Famous Grouse is one of the few Scottish whiskies I've actually heard of because I'm not really a whiskey drinker. That's the famous Grouse made at the Glenturret distillery. Moving on to history, last round. The Hindenburg was attempting to dock in New Jersey. So repeat that again. The Hindenburg, when the disaster occurred in 1937, was attempting to dock in New Jersey. The ancient Greek army formation was a phalanx. Phalanx. Copied by the Romans, and I think the Viking as well, to various things. In the Romans, it would be a tortoise. In the Vikings, I think they just called it shield wall or something similar. But in the Greeks, it's a phalanx. Again, if you've seen the film 300 with Gerard Butler, they discussed that in there. The military action at the Battle of Balaclava, read by Sir Colin Campbell, was the Thin Red Line. The three biggest actions in the Battle of Balaclava: Thin Red Line, charge of the Light Brigade, charge of the Heavy Brigade. Sir Colin Campbell led the Thin Red Line. The second president of the United States was John Adams. There was another one called John Quincy Adams a bit further on, but it was John Adams who was the second. And that's a tidbit of knowledge. John Adams was also the first to move into the White House. Okay, so the name for the city of York before Jorvik, when it was Anglo-Saxon, was Ethelwick or Ethelwich. I'm not too bothered about the spelling, as long as you've got the phonetics right. But the main the two spellings I've seen for it are either Eforwic or Eoforwic. So the Anglo-Saxon name for the city of York is Ethelwich or Ethelwick. The Bastille was stormed in 1789. So the answer to the question is the 1780s. Hard luck if you got the 1790s. Missed out just. But yeah, the Bastille was stormed in 1789. So 1780s is the answer. The first Labour Party MP, also the first Labour Party leader, was Keir Hardie. The current Labour Party leader, his mum and dad were big Labour Party members and named him after this person, Keir Hardie, the first Labour Party MP. The last Liberal Party PM was David Lloyd George. When I was doing my research, he shared it with somebody else. I think Lloyd George was the Prime Minister, but the person that had been the Prime Minister before, I can't remember now, was still leader of the Liberal Party, and it just caused confusion because it's like, I'm Prime Minister, but you're the party leader. But got confusing. So David Lloyd George, the last Prime Minister for the Liberal Party. The Battle of Bannockburn was the English army was led by Edward II. I do want the regnal number this time, so it is Edward II that I'm looking for. And then the final question, the 100 Years' War actually lasted 116 years. So the answer to the question is C, 116 years. So I just have to laugh because I can hear my wife's team's conversation from upstairs, and I've just heard my mum say we've done really rubbish this week. I don't think you're on your own because I've heard a few comments of people not being particularly happy with it. So it just scores up, everyone. Comment, let me know. Or if you can't comment, then text me or something. If you've got my phone number, and let me know your scores. Add them up, and we'll see how we get on. I've just closed that, and I might need that for the tiebreaker. That was daft. We've got 48. We've got 47. Oh, half a point in it. Beth, applause with your 48. Lane and Dr. Carl and Ashim Adam, 47.5. So half a point in it. Tim playing on his own, he's got 25.5. It was a hard week this week, Tim, and you were on your own, so I'd still hats off to you. My mum and dad, they've got 40 along with my sister and brother-in-law and my wife. So that's 40 for them. And Jeff on Facebook's got 34.5. So at the minute, by half a point, it looks like Beth has won. Beth, where are you playing with Aidan this week? I'm just out of interest, or texting him for answers or something. And I've also had something else come through on Facebook, but I just can't open it at the minute. So I'm gonna 14 for Irish Michael. Okay. Oh, Beth was playing in a team with a couple of friends. Excellent. So, Beth, your team have won by half a point of 48. So, well done to you guys. Although it's not needed for the... because I did ask about the tie-break question, although I've now closed my work laptop, which is stupid, so I've lost the number. But Phantom of the Opera. Oh, sorry. Well, you, Beth, I do apologise on Facebook, on YouTube even. Are you saying you've got the same score as the Lanes, as 47.5 or 48? Have you just done a recount? We might actually need the tie-break this week. I'm excited. Well, excited as you can be with, a quiz. Ooh. In which case, please put your guesses for how many shows of Phantom of the Opera there have been on Broadway. We might have a tie-break this week. So closest wins to this one. So while we're at it, the others in that option, The Lion King, we've had 9,302 shows on Broadway. Chicago, 9,692. And Cat, 7,485. Oh, no, Beth typed the wrong thing. So she has got 48 as the total. So I declare Beth and her team as the winners with 48 points. So no need for the tie break. Okay, but to take you off tenterhooks, the Phantom of the Opera has had 13,370 shows on Broadway since the 26th of January, 1988. So that's it for this week, folks. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said at the start, I've had someone request a couple of rounds return, such as the faith, religion, and philosophy round from week one. I know that didn't necessarily go down well. So if you'd like to request a round, comment or PM me one. The rounds that get nominated the most, I'll try and put them back in. If there's any that I need to fill out, I'll do a poll or a vote somewhere on Facebook to let everyone have a go. So it seems that next week we're going to have general knowledge. We're going to have the philosophy and religion. I've got 4 rounds to bring in. Everyone that's played before, let me know what round you'd like to bring in, and we will do. Thank you very much. Hope to see you all next week. Stay safe, everyone. Don't go out as much as Boris seems to be suggesting you should do. I don't think it's that safe, if I'm completely honest. Don't shoot me, Boris. Sorry. Not sorry, because you're a Tory twat, but there we go. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.